Prime Minister, other countries are investing in their own car industries. JLR, however, is awaiting a decision on that. When do you think you're going to be able to come forward with that decision?
Well, I recognise the importance of the car industry, both to this great manufacturing region, which is at the heart of manufacturing in Britain, and to the future of the whole of Britain. And I recognise the great technology that exists here. And I know that Jaguar Land Rover does about 15% of the research. So they're a very important part of the research future of this region and country as well. And I also recognise the skills of the workforce. You're dealing with a global banking crisis. That is actually what has happened, and it's affected every country around the world. And it's affected the supply of credit and loan finance and working capital for businesses. And what we've been talking to Jaguar Land Rover about before Christmas and then obviously subsequently is what we can do to help them through this difficult period. And of course, as has been announced, we're going to continue talks not just with Jaguar Land Rover but with the motor manufacturers, and we're determined to do what we can to help. But I don't think we're at a position where we have been asked to put up a particular sum. That is something we're part of a discussion that is taking place with the company.
And are you satisfied that the Treasury and the rest of the government is united in this, or are talks of?
Well, we've been working very hard. I mean, there's been talks with the company itself. There's been discussions with the whole motor trade that will be ongoing. We are aware of a lot of the issues affecting directly Jaguar Land Rover, because we've talked to the Tata Group itself, and so these talks are continuing. Obviously, the first responsibility is with the company itself. It's a worldwide company. It is in a position to raise finance. Equally, however, we accept that and want to work with Jaguar Land Rover in solving any problems they have.
Now, of course, the banking sector has received direct money from government in order to help it through its current pressures. The perception is that sector is actually sitting on the money that's been put there to stimulate the UK economy. What pressure can you bring to bear on them?
I think we should see what we had to do with the banking sector as stopping it from collapsing. Now, if the banking sector had collapsed, as was possible not only in Europe but in other countries, then there would be no proper supply of funds at the moment. What we are trying to do, having stopped the banking sector from collapsing, is to make sure it is in a position to start funding people again, to start lending. Because, as you know, the purpose of the banking system is that it allows people to save, and their savings are going to be secure. On the basis of what people save, it makes possible investment in homes and in businesses. And we've got to get the banking sector, which has suffered a huge global shock, we've got to get it back into a position where it is lending now. We've got two banks that we've got large numbers of shares in, and that is RBS NatWest and Lloyds TSB. And so the important thing is that we work with them to make sure that they're lending, and then we work with the other banks to make sure that they too are able to resume their lending. And we're working very hard, I would say night and day, on some of the technical issues and some of the problems that arise internationally as well as nationally about solving that problem. This is a global banking crisis, and many of our British banks have big international exposures, and many of American and European banks are exposed internationally as well. And we need to work through that and try and reduce some of these problems that arise from these exposures.